enemy wanted Ukraine to fall silent. He wanted to stop the heart of our nation, to erase cities, to destroy the economy, to deprive us of a future. But Ukraine keeps fighting because its pulse is the pulse of millions of people who every day do their work. The pulse of workers who go to their shifts during air raids, of teachers giving lessons in shelters, of energy workers restoring light after enemy attacks. The pulse of volunteers supporting the army and communities. This is the pulse of entrepreneurs who keep production running. And, of course, the pulse of our soldiers who hold the front line. Millions of hearts, billions of beats, and one rhythm. In this rhythm, Ukraine works and moves forward against all odds. Our economy is showing GDP growth. Our production continues to expand. Our defense industry is driving innovation and creating thousands of new jobs. Today, Ukraine is not only a stronghold of defense, it is a reliable partner and a driver of change for the entire world. Ukraine's strength lies within us, its people. We are the pulse of the nation. We fight to live. And we live to build the Ukraine of the future. Kief International Economic Forum, 2025.
Guests, dear participants, we are indeed glad to see you and to bid you welcome to the Kief International Economic Forum.
National Economic Forum. Друзі, я маю за
Friends, I have the honor to open this event today together with my colleague OLEG PANIUTA, news presenter of my Ukraine TV channel, and of course MARICHKA PADALKO, TSN news presenter, is with me opening the forum. This year's forum is taking place for the 11th time, and over this period it has become an influential platform for business meetings, government representatives and civil society as well as international experts, and it forms the vision of economic future of Ukraine. The topic of today's forum, Ukraine 2.0, the power of people, and we realize, I'm confident that everyone here and beyond this hall understand that there's no going back for Ukraine. Ukraine has changed, it keeps changing every moment, and indeed Ukraine is adapting to challenges, as does the world. We need to find our right place in this world community, and that is why today we are talking about what Ukraine in the future will look like, what will her economy look like, energy, people, education, and what place will Ukraine occupy in the transforming global world. At a time when Ukraine is undergoing the most difficult challenges, it is people, engineers, educators, energy specialists, military are becoming the key basis for Ukraine. They are the power, the key power that is buttressing Ukraine and moving its economy forward. And that is why today's forum is about trust, is about human potential, cooperation, and the way how, in this global new reality, we can build Ukraine 2.0, modern, stable, and competitive. Esteemed guests, before we move on to discussing all the things things that we have planned. I'd like you to remember every serviceman, every service person who at this very moment is defending Ukraine, giving up their health and their inspiration for Ukraine's independence. I would like you to rise to honor all those who have been killed for the independence of Ukraine. Thank you. Please take your seats. Thank you once again. Despite all the challenges, we realize that Ukraine is, Ukraine will be, and it will survive. For the performance of the national anthem of Ukraine, I invite to this stage Ukrainian composer and singer Diana and the national capella Dumka. Glory to Ukraine. Thank you, Tayana. We thank the Dumka Capella. So we give a round of applause to our singers, to our performers who helped create a solemn ambience. Because the national anthem is the melody that we always listen with a particular inspiration, with pride, and belief in our future. And every time we hear melodic. It's like the first time that we sing it and we understand that this song will be with us to the end. It's also, we also feared lest we should spoil it by singing along with it, always. This year, the forum is supported by Soborna Ukraine Charitable Foundation, helping the families of the killed military, providing them with financial and psychological support, helping with educating their children. And this fund has helped more than 1,000 children for 743 families. And today, during our forum, we are going to remember this, and we will do everything in our power for these people to feel our help and our attention. Part of the price of the tickets will be directed to the operation of the fund, and together we'll be able to contribute to the dignified life and future of the children of the military. Today, we believe that the forum can be deemed opened. And as it happens, this week, the people who form the policy of the state, who are responsible for the key aspects of it, are either on their way to the other continent, like the President of Ukraine. He has an important meeting there, and the government team as well is also on the way to that continent since Monday in the United States, discussing key topics for the defense and security of our country, like air defense, energy security, and cooperation, economic support for our country. So we realize that they are there, forming Ukrainian future, shaping it, and here we are going to discuss how to endure, how not to give up, and how to plan all the key things that will help our country survive and become more powerful. We wish the Ukrainian delegation all the success in their work in the United States. We are waiting for good news from there, and now we have an address from the Ministry of Economy, Environment and Agriculture of Ukraine, OLEKSII SOBOLEV, who was not able to attend in person, but especially for the participants of the forum, he has recorded a video address answering the key question for the economic development of the country. What is the competitive advantage of Ukraine in relation to other economies when it comes to attracting investment, and how the government is planning to enforce it via its policies? Dear guests and participants of the Kief International Economic Forum, I'm glad to bid you welcome to this important, momentous event, which every year becomes a powerful platform for discussing key economic issues and global trends. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be here in person because of my working trip. We take part in yearly meetings of the International Monetary Fund of the World Bank Group. Today, and on the margins of this meeting, we realize that the investments into Ukraine's economy are the key things we are discussing, and at the same time they are being discussed at this forum. So let me answer briefly your question. Talking about the competitive advantage of Ukraine for investors, I'd like to mention the adaptivity and resilience to challenges. Ukraine has proved that it can withstand challenges. Many people, tens of thousands of people have left their homes, and we have huge economic losses amounting to hundreds of billions of dollars. But despite this, we see that the economy is growing, our businesses have adapted and keep developing. Businesses keep operating despite violated logistics and power outages, and that is our key competitive advantage. The second one is the European trajectory of Ukraine. For us, it means predictability, level playing field, understandable to all. EU membership is our unchangeable path enshrined to in our documents. Ukraine facility performance of reforms are monitored by the European Commission, and also we are deepening our integration with energy and transport markets of the EU, developing innovative fields like defense technologies. Also, we have to talk about the complex renewal of residential areas and industrial areas and energy, and that provides provides a long-term horizon for investment for years to come. For those entering Ukraine now and building here will get a competitive advantage while huge-scale recovery begins. Ukraine has huge potential for creating value-added and processing industries. More than half of our industry now is raw materials. We are not even producing critical raw materials. It can be blocked, the exports of these materials can be blocked by other actors, so it's important to invest in their production here. We also have a unique experience in defense industry. Ukraine is now the largest testing ground in the world for technologies. After victory, and even now already, we have a status of an arsenal of the world. Our military machine is developing. We are going to form a new generation of engineers too, and that will give more impetus for other areas. Relying on these competitive advantages, I'd like to focus on the areas of policy that we are going to develop. For instance, we're going to support further integration and legal integration with the European markets. We are moving forward on this path of integration, so we are taking advantage of nearshoring trend. Also, we are going to stick to key principles of sectoral targeting, which allows the country use its resources masterfully, despite their being limited. We are developing IT, logistics, agriculture, around which our policies revolve. We are building transparent rules and moving on to a sound economic policy without dispersing our resources for growth. We understand what for economics for development we need affordable money. So in Ukraine investment framework, we are working to ensure that our businesses get the money for the year.
Developing new investment programs from international banks and development programs. By the end of the year, we anticipate to launch the equity funds, and by the end of the year to launch the Ukrainian flagship fund, which European Commission announced in the session 25. It's to invest 25 million to the direct investments in Ukraine. We continue to create environment for Ukraine to be beneficial, to develop and invest not the raw materials but processed materials. All the programs made in Ukraine to be funded in 2026, that's the localization and partial refund of production of Ukrainian equipment, affordable credits 579, industrial parks, export products and credit agency. Our objective to increase the portion of industry in economy from 10% from now to 20%, as is requested by OCE. We keen to invest funding to economies, to energy and raw material excavations. We are among the world leaders on titanium, uranium, manganese, and together with partners from US, we created the Restoration Fund to focus on the developing the strategic sectors, raw material, industrial, logistics. Its objective to attract the loan capital, modern technologies, and off-take contracts to create integrated chains of supply from Ukraine to the world. We actively attract investments to the privatization programs, updated households to contribute to update the infrastructure of schools, hospitals, seaports, and other areas to reduce the risks to investors and risks. We interact with partners from MIKA, EBRR, credit agency of Ukraine, to make sure that the private investments will be secured even during the war. Investors should understand the risk is there, but it is controlled and managed. We undergo deregulation. We review more than 1,000 tools of national regulations, more than 350 been cancelled, and others in the process. In the Pulse platform, we collect proposals from business, coordinate its implementation by all government authorities. So we would like to build a reform based on the real signals of the market. To conclude, in cooperation with the World Bank and other partners, we develop investment strategy of Ukraine based on 3 basic principles: reforming, catalyzing, and risking, reducing the risks, improving the environment, and we assess the potential of every area, barriers and obstacles to join, and define the specific tools to support. That provides us to build up the investment proposal based on analysis, logistics advantage, access to EU market, comparing Ukrainian environment with other European nations with a similar economy, and we can see where we're strong enough and what things to be updated to increase our competitive proposal for every investment. Our main objective to make a geographical advantage of Ukraine into the structural one, building Ukraine which is integrated the global supply chains, and I do hope we will be able to make it happen. Thank you for your attention. Let us thank OLEKSII for such a roadmap. It's not an easy for him and the entire governmental team, especially now, because what we've heard, the objective and the purpose that Ukraine identifies for the nearest perspective, try to convince investor that he is expected here with a bright future when he at the same time can see what enemy is doing with the state, with energy, with economy. So it's overcomplicated task for Ukraine, but due to our decisiveness, due to our resilience and our confidence that Ukraine is able to do the miracle not only in Ukraine, we believe and we are confident that we can do it